I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. When I was 13, we moved to Rockville Center, Long Island. I was in high school there, and then I went to Hamilton College in Utica, New York. And I think what ultimately got me into legal services, besides just growing up in where I grew up, was the various civil rights and anti-war movements that were going on in the 60s. By the time I was considering law school, I was already involved in both anti-war movement and civil rights movement at the time. And I was extremely impressed with the fact that lawyers from the federal government were highly involved in civil rights activity. This was a time of Bobby Kennedy and Mississippi. And so I thought law school would be a good place to go to, learn those skills. And I looked for what I considered to be a liberal law school. I went to the University of Pennsylvania. It had a pretty good reputation for having professors who were involved in some way in civil rights type work. But it turned out like 95% of the people there were, just the normal people you'd expect to find in a law school. So I quit after the first year and did graduate work I went to NYU and for a master's in philosophy, which is what I had studied in college. That turned out to be so irrelevant to anything that was happening in the world that I decided to go back to law school and ended up graduating from University of Pennsylvania in 1969.